Mute. You have to mute, Mare. And now let's start to work with the breath. We're going to take 3 breaths, starting by inhaling through the nose and exhaling out an open mouth. Letting your jaw relax, letting the tongue relax. Even letting your forehead and eyeballs relax. One more deep breath. And then just connect with a regular breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And I'm going to ask us all to set an intention for today that we do our best throughout the practice to always be elongating the exhale. So slowing down the exhalation. Helps to pacify or slow down the nervous system. Good, and this morning we're going to share the sound Om 3 times, and then I'm going to chant the Ayurvedic sloka of health, the definition of health, and if you all know it, I think you do, feel free to join me, and if not, no worries, but we're just going for that idea that both yoga and Ayurveda are taking us towards a place of stability in both the body and mind. I'm inviting a nice deep breath in for Om. Samadosha samagnischa samadhatu malakriyaha prasanatmendriyamana svasta itya bindiyate. Just a sweet little chant. Samadosha is balanced dosha, which are the governing principles, Vata, Pitta, and Kapha. The dhatus are balanced, so all the formation of the different tissue systems in the body are balanced. Our Agni, our digestive capacity, is balanced. The mind is balanced. Our senses are balanced. Our bowel movements, our sweat, our urine is all balanced. And when all of that is balanced, our mind can also be balanced, and we can sit with stability and awareness in self. So from here, we're going to actually start lying down. So if you'll come to your back with your knees bent, and place your hands on your belly anywhere that brings you comfort. And you might even want to move your feet a little bit wider and let the knees rest on each other. And just start to soften, relax. And see if you can surrender to the support of the floor beneath you. Lying on our back or on our belly is always a good place for us to check in with our breath because we're getting that feedback from the floor. So breathing deeply, feeling the belly rise, feeling the sides of the body expand, and also feeling the back of the body expand. So your torso is moving in 4 directions as you breathe in and out through the nose. And let's use this as an opportunity to elongate the exhalation. So inhaling for a count of 3, 4, or 5. And then exhaling for a count of 4, 5, or 6. And just checking in with yourself and your ability to surrender, allowing the floor to hold you. You might not notice that the backs of the arms are still a little tense, that maybe around your hips is still a little tight or holding or gripping. Take 3 more breaths, just allowing the body to get softer and heavier. As we're making our way out of a cleanse, it's a really good opportunity for us to reconnect with ourself and our stability in our lifestyle, our diet, and our choices. We tend to want to run towards the sweetest, crunchiest thing after a cleanse, but that's not the best idea. So taking a moment each day to get stable, to get centered and grounded within yourself so that you can make better choices throughout the day. From here, go ahead and bring the knees up and take a hold of the fronts of your knees. Good. Take a deep breath in. We're going to move through some dynamic Pavan Muktasan right now. So as you inhale, push your knees away from you. And as you exhale, gently pull the right knee in towards the chest. Good. Inhale, release the right knee. And then exhale, draw the left knee in. Good. Inhale, release. And now exhale, draw both knees into the chest. Inhale, release. Exhale the right knee into the chest. Inhale, release. Exhale the left knee into the chest. Inhale, release. Exhale both knees into the chest. Good. Deep breath in as the knees move away. Exhale right knee into the chest. We're just going to do this one more time on this side. Good. Inhale back up. Exhale, draw the left knee in. Inhale both knees up. And then exhale, draw both knees into the chest. Good. Inhale, take them back up. And keeping your knees up, bring your arms by your sides. And try not to, I think it's tricky when we're doing yoga and often listening to somebody else guide us that we can tend to get ahead with our breath. So do your best for the rest of class, for the rest of your life, to slow your breath down. Okay, so now inhale your left foot up towards the ceiling and take the right arm up overhead. Good. And then exhale the left and right arm down. Left foot down, right arm down. And then inhale the left arm, right foot up. Good. Exhale down. Good. Now inhale both feet, both arms up, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhale your hands back to your sides, legs come down. Good. Right arm, left foot goes up. This time keep it up and rotate the foot and the ankle of just the left foot and the right ankle. Good. And then go the opposite direction. Can you? Can your brain figure this out? Good. And then exhale, right hand down, left foot down. Inhale, left arm up, right foot up, and rotate the ankle and the wrist. And go the opposite direction. Good. Then exhale the right foot down, left arm down. Inhale everything up. And then just point the fingers and toes a few times. Just flex the feet, flex the ankles. Good. And then exhale your hands back down. Let's do that one more time. Right arm, left foot go up. Big inhale. Exhale them both down. Inhale, left arm, right foot up. Big breath in. Exhale back down. Good. And then both feet up, both arms up, reach up overhead. And then exhale your hands back to your sides and set your feet back down. Good. From here, just press into the feet, lift the hips up slightly, scoot them over to the right, and then roll onto your left side. And then from here, go ahead and press up to your hands and knees. Just come into this tabletop position with the hands or the wrists right underneath your shoulders and your knees underneath your hips. And make sure that you're not locked into your elbows, that you're not locked or sinking into your shoulders, so you're pushing the floor away from you. And then take a deep breath in. And as you inhale, lower your belly, lift your chin away from the floor, push the floor away from you. And then exhale, round the back. Continue to push the floor away from you as you draw your chin to your chest, really high back. And then take your hips to your heels, coming into Child's Pose. Good. So by moving back into Child's Pose, we double the length of our exhalation. So inhale, draw back up onto your hands and knees, lift the chin, lift your tailbone, stretch your belly. Exhale, round the back, chin to the chest, draw your tailbone underneath you, push the floor away, hips to the heels. Keep exhaling. Inhale back up, lower the belly, lift the chin, lift your tailbone. Exhale, round the back, and then take the hips to the heels. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up, stretching the front side of the body, stretching even underneath your neck to your collarbone. Exhale, round the back. Really lift your back, draw your tailbone underneath you, and then hips to heels. Coming into Child's Pose, resting your torso on your thighs. And take 3 deep breaths here with your forehead resting on the floor or maybe on a block. Maintaining that long exhalation. Good. From here, draw yourself up onto your fingertips and walk your torso over to the right side, as far to the right as you can go. And then exhale down. Bring your forehead down. Maybe it'll touch the floor. It might not on this side. You should feel a really deep stretch in this lower left side of the back, down by your hip, and right over your kidney that sits in this lower part of your back. So take 3 deep breaths and breathe into this area. Stretching the hips, feeding your kidneys. Why? Why? Check, check. Can anybody hear me? Oh, they're all there.
Cool.
They didn't go anywhere. All right, so we're in Child's Pose. Everybody walk over to your right side. Take 3 deep breaths. So the kidneys are the organs that tend to hold fear and worry, anxiety. So feed them with some breath, allowing them to release these sticky emotions. Good, and now inhale, walk back through the center. Pause. And then take it all the way over to the left. As far over as you can go. Walk your torso over your left thigh. Yeah, forehead stays down, and now stretching into the right lower waist. Keep reaching out through your right fingertips. I keep walking them away from me. And then trying to anchor my hip back down. So breathing into the right side body and breathing into the right kidney. One more nice deep breath here. And then bring it back through the center. Pause for a breath. And then inhale, come up to your hands and knees. Good. This time, draw the toes underneath you. Again, not locking your elbows. Shift your hips back over your heels and then lift your knees up so that your shins are parallel to the floor. And keep pressing into your hands, taking your hips not necessarily up, but more back. And then let the hips rise up towards the sky. And just pedal out your feet. Be really gentle if this is the first movement or down dog of your day. Anchor into the base of your thumbs. Push the floor away from you and continue to pedal out the feet. There's a little ant under my foot.
Good. And then lift up onto your tippy toes. Again, push the floor away from you. See if you can make the head and chest move a little bit closer to the thighs. And now melt the heels down, keeping a gentle bend in the knees. And from here, look up at the space between your hands. And then draw your chin to your chest. Look towards the belly button. Inhale, look up at the space between your hands. Exhale, chin to chest. Look towards your belly button. One more time. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, back. And now this time, look at the space between your hands. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, walk your hands slowly back to meet your feet. Keep your knees bent so that you back up into a really gentle Uttanasana, kind of parking your torso into your thighs. Good. And then just hang over the legs. Take a hold of opposite elbows. And start by shaking your head no. And then shake your head yes. And then just kind of swing your torso side to side. Good. Reach back now, take a hold of the sides of the hips, draw the elbows and shoulders back, lift your head up just a little bit, and then press into your feet to stand all the way up. Go ahead and take the arms all the way up overhead, reach up, stretch up, and then exhale your hands down by your sides and step your feet apart. And just do a little torso swinging of the arms so you can tap the kidneys in the back as you swing the arms, releasing any tension left in the spine and giving the kidneys a love tap. Good. Okay. Now, if you have blocks, great. We're gonna use them. If not, no worries. You don't need them. But what you do need is to be mindful of your own flexibility. So don't hurt yourself if you can't fold to the floor. So we're going to do some dynamic movement with Uttanasana. So start by interlacing your hands. Oops, wrong camera. And bring your hands to your heart and just take a deep breath in. Good. And make sure your feet are about hip distance apart and that you're standing, if you have blocks, so that they're kind of diagonal but right on either side of your feet. Good. And then from here, we're going to inhale, flip the palms out and up as we lift up onto the toes. And then exhale the heels down, turn to your right slightly, and exhale, fold to the block. Good, so you might have them on different heights. From here, inhale, draw the hands up into the chest, stand up. And then exhale, turn to the left and fold over the left side. Just touch the block. Inhale, draw the hands to the heart. Exhale to the right. Press the hands down to the block. And inhale, stand back up. Exhale over to the left. Just tapping down. Soft knees. Turn to the right. Good. Exhale, fold over the right side of your thigh. And this time stay down with your hands on the block. Coming into this gentle modification of Uttanasana. And if the block is too high and you're not getting to any reach in the arms, you can move the block out of the way and just send the palms towards the center of the earth or towards the mat, getting a nice stretch along the whole back side of the body. Good. Soft knees, really soft knees. Inhale, draw the hands up into the heart. Exhale over the left side. Good. We're going to stay on the left side. Finding a nice even breath. Feel your belly breathing into your thighs. And the thighs kind of giving a signal back to the breath. This body talking to itself through the breath and touch. Gonna take one more nice long breath here. And then inhale, draw the hands back up into your heart. And exhale them by your sides. Take 2 to 3 breaths standing here in like a standing shavasana.
Take a nice deep breath in. This time as you exhale, gather your hands together in front of your heart. And inhale, send the arms out and up as you reach up, look up. Soft knees, push your hips slightly forward and take your arms as if you could reach behind your ears. And then exhale, hinging at your hips, fold over the legs. Follow the breath all the way down. Plant your hands next to your feet. Inhale and step your right foot back. Let the knee come all the way down. And inhale the arms up overhead. Good. Reach up through your fingers. Take another breath in. Exhale, sink the hips. One more breath here. Exhale the hands back to the mat. Lift your back knee and step back into downward dog. From here, shift yourself forward. And you can either come down in three ways. You can lower the knees, chest and chin to the floor. You can do a reverse where you bend the elbows and lower the hips down and then curl down. Or you can come down into chaturanga with your elbows at 90 degrees and then set yourself gently on the floor. So whichever path you chose, now gently come up into like a baby bhujangasana with your pubic bone heavy, your hip bones are pressing into the mat, drawing your elbows and shoulders back. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, pressing up through the hands and knees, and then back to downward dog. From here, inhale the right leg up as high as you can without the hips separating, so keep them parallel to the mat. And then draw your right knee in and step it down between your hands. Lower your left knee to the floor and inhale the arms all the way up. Good. Gentle exhale. Again, inhale, reach up through your fingertips. Try to lift up out of your waist. Exhale, sink down into the hips. Take another breath. And then exhale your fingertips to the floor. Lift your back knee and step forward to fold over your legs. Hands to your hips, draw the elbows and shoulders back. Inhale to come all the way up. Reach up, look up at the top. Exhale to your heart. Good. Svasta. Are we starting to feel more in the body? Inhale, send the arms all the way up. Again, reach up through your fingertips, soft knees. Send the hips a little bit forward as you try to take the arms behind your ears. And then exhale, hinge forward. Fold all the way over the legs. Hands land on either side of the feet. This time, inhale, send your left foot back. Knee comes down. And inhale the arms up overhead again. This time, interlace your fingers, leaving the index finger free for Vira Mudra. Reach up through the fingertips and then lean back just a little bit, opening up the front side of the body. Take another breath. And then exhale your hands to the mat. Lift the back knee, step back to downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, your choice. First, inhale, coming forward into this high push-up position. And then you can either reverse down, you can go down into 8-point pose, or you can come down through chaturanga. I'll take the middle path. Walking the feet back, anchoring the pubic bone, lift the heart into baby bhujangasana, bala bhujangasana. And then exhale, pressing up and back to downward dog. Again, inhale now the left foot up, keeping your hips squared to the mat. Deep breath in. Exhale, draw the knee forward, set the left foot down. Right knee comes to the mat. Inhale the arms up overhead. Taking Vira Mudra again, and this time make sure the opposite thumb is on top. Reach up through your fingertips and then gently lean back. Pausing here for a breath or two. Keep your breath nice and steady. And then exhale, bring your fingertips to the floor. Lift that back knee, squeeze your glutes as you step your right foot forward. Empty the breath as you fold over the legs. Hands to the hips, draw the elbows and shoulders back. And come all the way up. Look up, reach up. And then exhale to your heart. Very good. Okay, So a little bit more strengthening these legs. We're going to use a block if you have one. Otherwise, you could put a pillow or a little ball between the thighs. Or you can just, you don't need anything because you're perfect as you are. Okay, so feet are hip distance apart or block apart. We're going to inhale, take the arms up, and then exhale, send the hips back so that you sink down into Uttanasana, awkward pose. Good. Keep trying to move your hips back towards your heels, and then bring your arms straight out in front of you so they're pointing straight out from your shoulders. Keep squeezing the block between the legs. Take a deep breath in. And from here, exhale, fold forward. Bring your fingertips to sweep the floor. And then inhale, come back up. Good. Exhale nice and slowly. Take the fingertips down. You can sweep them back. And then forward as you inhale to come up. Good. Nice and slow. This is great for the legs. Exhale, sweep the fingers on the floor. Good. Let's do that one more time. Deep breath in. Exhale. Lean forward. Sweep the floor. And then come back up. Take a breath here. And as you exhale, press into the feet, stand all the way up, reach up, look up. And then exhale, really wide arms as you stretch across the front of the chest, bringing your hands back by your sides. Very good. Okay. Set that off to the side. And then from here, bring your hands to your hips. You guys are all right, so let's face long ways on our mat. And step your right foot forward. And take your left foot back. So we're coming into Parsvakonasana, which is pyramid pose. So also think about walking your front foot open just a little bit more so that you have a little bit wider of a stance versus narrow, which is often how this is done. And then take your right hand to your sacrum. And inhale your left arm out in front of you. From here, take a deep breath and reach up through the crown of your head. And then exhale, reach forward. You can soften this right knee so that you have a little cushion there. Try not to lock it, but then fold over that leg. So you're hinging at your hip crease, reaching forward. Let your fingertips come down. And then inhale, reach forward, come all the way back up. Good. Exhale, hinge at your hips, reach forward past your mat. Bring your hand all the way down towards the floor. Draw the chin to the chest. Maybe tap your forehead to your knee. Inhale, reach forward, come all the way up. Press into the feet. Keep your legs stable. One more time. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over the leg. When I say one more time, never believe me. Inhale, reach forward, come all the way back up. Make sure your hips are squared towards the short edge of the mat. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, reach and fold. This time, bring your hand all the way to the floor. You can bring it right in beside your right foot, and then just drape your torso over that right leg. We'll take 2 breaths here. Keep drawing the elbow and shoulder back of your right hand. And then from here, see if you can walk your fingertips out past your toes. Maybe you can. Maybe your body doesn't want to do that today. Take 3 more breaths here. Nice deep inhale. Really long exhale. And 2 more breaths. Start to reach forward as you come up with a nice big inhale. Exhale your hand to your sides. Bring your both hands to your waist, and then just heel toe yourself to center. So you still have got a pretty nice wide base. Good. Knees are not locked. Inhale the arms up overhead. Good. Make sure there's a gentle bend in your knees. Hinge at your hips. Fold forward. Reach forward, fold forward. Good. Bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Good. Take a breath here.
And then exhale, fold a little bit more. You can walk the hands underneath you. You can even start to walk them back behind you if you have that flexibility in the hips and the hamstrings today. And take 3 breaths with hopefully the crown of your head reaching towards the floor. So all of the muscles and tendons around the neck and the cervical spine are nice and soft, very relaxed. Go ahead and inhale, walk your hands out so that they come right underneath the face. And then bring them to your hips. And inhale, come all the way up. Good. From here, heel toe yourself back to the back of the mat. So we're ready for Parsvakonasana on the other side. You might need to step one foot in and then walk your front foot out. So we've got a little bit wider stance. Now the left hand comes to the sacrum and your right arm reaches out in front of you. Take a deep breath in. Exhale completely. Good. And then inhale, reach forward. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come all the way up. Reaching the arm up overhead. Exhale to fold forward, hinge forward, reach forward. Good. Inhale, come up, press into your legs, squeeze the glutes together. Reach up and forward, and now exhale, fold. Good. Let's inhale, come back up. And then exhale, reaching forward to fold over that left leg. Now letting the torso just drape over the left thigh. Bring your right hand in line with your right foot and fold over that leg. Keep drawing the elbow and shoulder back of your left hand. And take 2 long breaths. Let your head be soft and heavy. Good. Now inhale, see if you can start to walk your right hand up towards the top of your mat. So we're getting a little bit more length in the back side of the body. Draw the chin towards the chest and maybe move your forehead towards your knee or towards your shin. Take 2 more slow breaths. Keep drawing the kneecaps up, pressing into both feet. And maintain your breath. Good. Inhale, reach forward, come all the way up, press into both feet. Good. Hands to the waist, and then heel toe back to center. Good. Inhale, take both arms up. Wide leg forward fold. Exhale, hinging at the hips, come all the way down. Placing your hands underneath the face, and start with your left hand right underneath your face. And then inhale, take the right arm up. So just a little gentle thoracic twist, spin. And then exhale the right hand down. And take the left arm up. Good. Exhale down. Hands to the waist. And inhale, come all the way up. Good. From here, we're going to move into working with Malasana, which is the squat pose. So just heel toe your feet in a little bit. And you know what you need for Malasana, right? So this is coming down into this deep squat. So make sure that you have, if you can't, your heels don't go to the floor, make sure you have a towel rolled underneath them or a little wedge or something. And make sure that your knees are always in line with your toes. Okay, perfect. So from here, starting with a nice wide stance, inhale, take your arms out in front of you, and exhale, start to squat down. We're just going to come down halfway. Good, and then inhale, stand back up. Exhale, lower down, just halfway. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, lower. This time, see if you can go a little bit lower, but stay within your squat range. Good. Inhale, stand up.
Exhale down. Mindful of your knees. Don't just drop into your hips. Inhale, stand up. Good, let's do that 3 more times. Exhaling down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Good, inhale up. All right, so I think you guys are lengthwise on your mat. Stay there if you are. I'm just gonna meet you. Now, for fun, and you guys have inspired this, this wasn't on the docket, we're gonna do a roll back and then from squatting, stand up. So it looks like this. Woo! I'll do that 3 times. So take a deep breath in. Exhale, slowly take the hips down. Set your bum down. Roll back. Pop up. Deep breath in. Exhale, sink the hips down nice and slow. Gently place your bum on the floor. Roll back. Pop up. 1 more time. Deep breath in. Exhale, slow descension. Set your cute little tushy down, roll back, pop up. Beautiful. From here, just bring your hands to your sides, onto your waist, soft knees, and take 2 resting breaths. Okay. Now we're going to do a little balancing posture because no doubt do we lose our balance in our day. Having a point of reference of how well we rebound from that off-balanceness is really important. So just start to send all of your weight into your left foot. How did you know that's where we're going, Blake? I'm going to change it up just because. I'm totally kidding. We're going with Vrikshasana. So start by drawing the right knee up. And then place that foot on the inner left thigh. Good, and start by just taking your hands to your heart. And if you feel really stable here, like you've got some good roots, then you can start to inhale your arms up towards the ceiling. Good. And from here you can take the arms apart. If you want, you can even bring your right hand down to the top of your right thigh. And just find some stability here. And even notice what it feels like to be off balance, to have lost your stability. And how does your mind react? Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, back to your heart. Right knee forward and then down. Good. Shake it out. Good. Okay. Weight into your right foot. Don't lock this knee. Bring the left knee up. Place the foot on the inner right thigh. And bring your hands to your heart. This side is always more tricky for me because I had an injury many years ago. And even though it was years ago, those little tendons and muscles down there are always rehabilitating. Good. If you're feeling stable, go ahead and take your arms up overhead. If you feel stable there, you can take the arms apart, or you can bring your left hand down to your thigh. Biggest thing in Vrikshasana or tree pose is to make sure that your foot is not pressing on your knee. So it needs to be above the knee or below the knee. That knee is a point of instability. We don't want to hurt it. Good. Bring both hands up. Exhale to your heart. Knee forward and down. Good. From here, inhale the arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging forward. Hands on either side of the feet. And walk yourself back to downward dog. Take 3 breaths in down dog. Gentle bend in the knees, pressing evenly through the base of each finger, rolling your elbows underneath as you press into the base of the thumb. Good. Inhale, shift yourself forward into plank pose, lower the knees down, release the tops of the feet and send the hips back into child's pose.
moving down slowly. Good. From child's pose now, walk yourself forward and just come to lie on your belly. And we're going to come into Muktasan, which is crocodile pose. So you stack the forearms, but instead of like taking your arms way out in front of you like this, keep them a little bit further back so that they're at this angle. And then your forehead can rest, your shoulders can all relax, and walk your feet out so that your toes, at least your toes are off your mat, and your heels are towards the center. And breathe deep into the lower part of the body. This is such a great relaxation posture. It really signals to the nervous system to come back into a state of resting and digesting. With that and our extended exhalation, we're really offering our nervous system some pacification, some nourishment. Let's take 2 more nice long breaths. Good. From here, go ahead and bring your legs back in line with your hips, tops of the feet on the floor, and come into Sphinx Pose. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. Press down through the forearms, lift up through the top of your head, and then draw the arms and shoulders back as if you could pull your chest open. Pubic bone and hips are heavy to the mat. Good. From here, parallel your forearm, your left forearm to the top of the mat. And then bend your right knee, reach back and take a hold of this foot, the ankle, or maybe your pant leg, whatever you can access this morning, and gently pull the heel towards your glute. Good. As you press the heel towards the glute, you can keep opening that right shoulder. Don't look back, but open across the front of the chest and take 3 deep breaths. And see if even in this challenging pose, you can find a sense of svasta, find a sense of stability in self, in your breath. Don't let this foot slingshot away from you. Slowly release it, and then come back through Sphinx, pressing down through the elbows, reaching out of the shoulders, reaching up through your head. Pubic bone is heavy to the mat. Good. And then parallel the right forearm. Bend into your left knee and reach back for this ankle, foot, or pant leg and start to draw the heel in towards the glute. Good. Don't sink into your right shoulder. Keep pressing up and away and open across the chest. Good. Heel keeps moving towards the glute. Yee-haw! Breathe deep. This is a great stretch for the thighs and your psoas even. We'll take 2 more breaths here. Good. With control, release this foot back. Good. Come back into Sphinx, and then walk your arms forward, palms together, forehead rests on the floor, into pranam. And take 3 resting breaths. Good. While we're here, go ahead and bend your knees, bring up the heels, and just sway them side to side to release any tension out of the low back. Good. Feet down. And then from here, just gently roll onto your back.
Good. Arms at your sides. And take your feet so that they're about as wide as your mat. Arms out to a T position. And here we'll sway the knees side to side in this windshield wiper-like movement. Just starting to open the hips and bring some gentle twisting to the low back. So really slowly moving side to side. And then getting the head and neck involved. So the head looks away from the knees. As the knees go to the left, I look to the right. As the knees go to the right, I look to the left. So don't throw the knees back and forth. Gently move them back and forth. Let's go 2 more times to each side. This is more like last one there gets the golden egg, not the rotten egg. Good, and then bring your feet back up. Center them underneath your sits bones. Press into the feet just a little bit. Lift your sits bones up. Shift your hips to the right, and then bring the knees up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, send the knees over to the left. Settle the knees and hips down. And then trace your chin across your chest to look out over your right arm. Let's take 5 breaths here actually. And really focus on breathing in through the nose and exhaling out an open mouth. And as you exhale, let your tongue move into the lower jaw. That will help to open up the energies, the chakras in the lower part of the body. So everything below your belly button opens, softens, and relaxes as you exhale out an open mouth, letting the tongue soften. The dog agrees. One more breath. Good. And then bring the head to look up towards the ceiling. Bring the knees up. Set the feet down. Shift your hips just over to the left. And bring the knees back up. And slowly lower them to the right. Once the knees and hips have settled, trace the chin across the chest to look out over your left arm. And 5 breaths here, in through the nose, out through an open mouth. Two more breaths. Go ahead and look up at the ceiling first, then bring the knees up, set them down, and just bring your spine so that it's in a little bit more of a straight line, arms at your sides. Good. Actually, rest your hands on your belly for a minute. Let the knees rest on each other. And just take a little moment for the body to digest everything that we've done so far. It's quite a bit. How you guys doing? You want to just shoot a thumbs up into the sky if you're doing good? Right on. Or a foot. Yeah, that's good too. Okay. Go ahead and bring your knees back up. Arms are at your sides. We're going to do a little dynamic Setu Bandhasan, which is bridge pose. So we're going to inhale, lift the hips up, and reach the arms up overhead, rolling onto the tops of the shoulders. Exhale the arms down, bum down. So the arms and your low back should touch the floor at the same time. Inhale, lift. Take the arms up overhead, roll onto the tops of the shoulder, press into your feet, lift your hips. Exhale, slowly everything comes down. Arms meet the tushy and set down. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. Good. Now this time when we inhale up, we're going to pause at the top. So inhale all the way up. Hold the breath in. Stay here for 1, 2, 3. Exhale down.
Nice and slow. Let's do that 2 more times with a gentle holding of the breath at the top. Inhale up. Pause. Exhale, slowly come down. Good. One last time. Inhale the arms up. Pause at the top. Exhale, come down. Great. From here, go ahead and bring the knees up. Take a hold of the insides of your feet and then send your the soles of the feet up towards the sky and come into happy baby. So you can pull on the outer edge of the foot or on the inner edge of the foot, but you want to pull the knees towards the floor and just gently rock your hips side to side. Great. Let's take 2 more breaths here, just kind of wobbling around side to side. Big smile on your face. Big smile on my face. I get to see a lot of people I never see today, so it's really special. Okay, bring the soles of the feet together. Be mindful of your knees. We're just going to hang out in this reclined Baddha Konasana position. So if you've got the soles of the feet together, you can either reach back and hold the outer edge of your feet, interlacing your fingers, or you can hold your shins and gently draw the heels in towards the groin. And as you do that, you're going to push out with your elbows so that your knees and hips move away from the sides of the body. Good. And this can look like any variation. So your knees could be, your feet could be really high. They might be really tight. We'll take 3 more breaths here in this reclined bound angle pose. Let the head and neck be soft so that your chin rolls away from the chest. We're not trying to tuck the chin to the chest here. Opening across the collarbone and opening the hips. Good. From here, bring the knees together. Hug your arms around the fronts of your shins. This time, draw the chin to the chest and take your forehead up towards the knees. And just hug yourself into this tight little ball. And then rock side to side. So this also starts to massage the kidneys and the adrenals. Adrenals are the glands that are responsible for releasing a number of hormones. The stress hormone is one of them. So they get pretty tired when we're stressed. Okay, set the head down, set the feet down, and then walk your legs out so they're nice and long, arms are at your sides. And then, I don't know, I would say come into more of like a starfish position so everything feels pretty wide. Your arms are out to your sides, the feet are really wide. And then just turn your head side to side. And then find a place to be still for just a breath or 2. Nothing's moving, only the breath. Good. And then squeeze your fists, squeeze your feet, squeeze your arms and your legs as tight as you can. Lift them all 1 inch off the ground. Squeeze tight, tight, tight. Your head is down. Squeeze the arms, legs, and feet. And drop them. Take a breath. Squeeze your glute muscles as tight as you can. You may even lift your bum off the ground. Squeeze tight, tight, tight. Relax. Soften. Inhale, take a deep breath into your belly. Puff it out like a big balloon. Stretch the belly. Stretch it, stretch it, stretch it. And release. Press the shoulders back into the floor as hard as you can. Press, 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 press. And release. Good. Squeeze all the muscles in your face towards your nose. Tighten your face as tight as you can. Squeeze your lips, squeeze your nose, your eyes, and your whole face. And then release. Shake everything out. Rock your head. And find some comfort and stability as you gently look over the body. Making sure that all parts of you are relaxed, free from pain and tension. And now let your awareness, your attention, and focus come to the point between your eyebrows. And imagine a beautiful purple light filling up the space between the eyebrows. Now we'll rotate this purple light to different points in the body. Just follow my voice. All of your awareness and energy into your throat center, filling up with purple light. And then move over into your right shoulder, filling all parts with this beautiful healing light. Move down to your right elbow, right wrist, the tip of your thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky finger, back into the wrist, up into the elbow, into the shoulder, and back to your throat center. Move over to the left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, tip of the left thumb, left index, left middle, ring, and pinky finger. Back into the center of your left wrist, left elbow, left shoulder, throat center. Shine that light down into your heart center, down into your belly button, and then over to your right hip bone. Shine the light down your right leg into your right knee, right ankle, tip of the right toes, big toe, second toe, middle toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Back into the right ankle, up to the right knee, right hip, back into your belly button, over to the left hip, down to the left knee, left ankle, tips of the toes, right big toe, second toe, left side, middle toe, fourth toe, pinky toe. Back into your left ankle, left knee, left hip, belly button, heart center, throat center, back between the eyes, and then up to the crown of the head. And from the crown of your head, let the light pour over the whole surface of the body, front, sides, and back. Beautiful purple light encapsulating your whole body. And take a moment to rest in this space. If you notice your mind starting to wander off with the different to-dos of the day or different worries, just let that all go and bring your awareness back to the point between your eyebrows. Feel the breath moving the body, and just listen to the sounds in and around your room. Another couple of minutes here. Just enjoy having nothing to do. Again, noticing your breath. And then feel into that purple light that's encapsulating the body. And see if you can feel it pulsing over the whole surface of the skin. Starting now to deepen your breath, noticing how that makes the body move and shift. Wiggling the fingers and toes. Gently move your ankles, your wrists, maybe even wiggle your nose. And then bend your knees, bend your elbows. And now reach your arms up overhead and extend your feet back out and stretch your whole body from the tip of your toes to the tips of your fingers. Stretch. Good. And then bend your knees again. And very slowly roll to your right side. And use your right extended arm to be a pillow as you roll onto your right side. And bring your left hand right in front of your heart on the floor. Now take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can start to push into the floor and come back up to a seated posture. And just finding any comfortable position to sit in for just a little bit of pranayama. And we're going to move into some alternate nostril breathing. And because we're out here in Hawaii today, instead of using the Vishnu mudra, which is where we drop the index and the middle finger, we're going to drop all three and make the Shaka mudra. Now take a deep breath in. Yeah, my Martian friend.
Exhale all the breath out. And then close your right nostril with your thumb and inhale through the left side. Close the left with your pinky, open the right, and exhale. Good. Inhale right. Close. Release your pinky. Exhale left. Good. We'll do that for another minute. You do it at your own pace. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale right. Exhale left. I'll be quiet for a moment so you can hear your own breath. The next time you exhale through the left side, finish that breath, and then bring your hands back to your lap and the breath back to normal. And today we're going to use a slightly different phrase. Instead of so hum, we're going to inhale and listen to the sound I am that. And as you exhale, hear yourself say, that I am. Inhale, I am that. Exhale, that I am. Taking a few more deep breaths in this way. And then pick one word, happy, healthy, or strong. And inhale, that I am. Strong, happy, healthy. That I am. Strong, healthy, or happy. So that you state that you are this positive thing, and that you exhale or inhale, drawing it back into your being. So you confirm that you are that. From here, please place your hands on your heart and repeat after me. You can say this out loud or just internally. I am healthy. I am strong. I am happy all day long. I am healthy. I am strong. I am happy all day long. I am healthy. I am strong. I am happy all day long. And I'll close the space today with 1 Om and 3 Shantis. Shanti means peace, and we could all use a little peace. So say one for you, say one for someone you love, and say one for Mother India. Inviting a deep breath in. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So much light in the room today. Thank you all. Thank you so much for coming. I love you, Richie. I love you, Kevin. I love you, Zach. I love you, Mare. I love you, Skins. I love you, Blake. Now all get here in person, okay? See you guys soon. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Cory.